that whole thing went around TikTok for the longest time.
What happened on TikTok?
So basically, there was just this thing. It wasn't really a trend or anything, but they were just sitting there like saying, "Oh, Paul's had too many Stellas. He's hitting his wife because like the Euros, England lost the Euros." It was just this massive thing about Stellas and wife abuse.
Do you think like social media plays a big part in like attacks or?
Yeah. Yeah.
I also think it hyped the energy more. Like it made it more like surreal.
Even in general, social media makes everything 10 times worse.
You mentioned TikTok. Do you think that's probably the biggest platform that causes the most mayhem between like people your age or older? Snapchat.
Yeah.
Like I know you mentioned obviously a little while back on one of the episodes before with the social media thing, but what do you think it is about social media that causes so much havoc with people? Is it like break up
Because you know
friends?
you're not face to face. You know you're behind the screen.
And people like
so you
to get
can say
verbal.
what you want.
Because that's something I want to get into actually as well. With obviously Rashford, Sake, and Stanchel were the three people that missed the penalties at the end. Obviously being three black people, obviously. And as you know, literally straight away, there's a barrage of racism on like Twitter and everything. I mean, when things like these happen, what do you think? What's going on in your mind, like with racism in general? Like, what do you think needs to happen? Like,
No, I just felt peak. Like I just felt deep for the players.
Yeah, same.
Like, because it's not really their fault. Like, cool, they're playing for the country, whatever, but it's not necessarily their fault. Like, you win some, you lose some.
Of course. Like, what do you think?
And like Saka, I think he's only 19.
Yeah.
Like, he's the youngest to be in the actual England team. And they were all taking it back on him because he was the youngest. And then as well as that, he's also black. So they were like, I don't know, not stereotypes, but like trying to make a stereotype.
Like, in terms of like the social media stuff, then what do you think needs to happen or change on that front? Like, they were mentioning maybe putting like personal details like your passports or driver licenses or stuff to make it an account. Like, what do you guys think needs to be done on the social media front to stop racism or hateful messages to be done in the first place? Do you think like people need to put in their personal like details so that people know where you are, or?
You're not going to ever be able to stop racism. It's always going to be a thing. Yeah. But the people who make it a thing are always the same stereotypes, like old people, like cool, they were in another generation, but that does not give them an excuse to get up to the times. Like, if you're being racist to someone on the street, and no one steps in, then you're...
Yeah, like for example, the other day, this is an example, I was walking with my friend, and then, I can't lie, he asked like some woman for a cigarette, like, because he saw her with the box, and she turned around and she was like, "I don't like white people." Yeah, just
really?
in the middle of the road, just shouted it.
Wow.
She was like, "I don't like white people," and we was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, it happened to me as well, because me being Greek, it's happened to me a few times as well about racist messages and stuff. But I see it to friends of mine.
Like white people do get it as well, don't get twisted.
Like everyone gets it to some extent, obviously. And obviously, mainly with the black people, obviously with football. I mean, obviously, us being football fans as well, obviously, do you think, obviously we know that before every game that they take a knee, obviously now, do you think that kind of helps to stop the messaging somehow, it helps spread awareness of like we need to stop racism at all? Or what do you think? Because I know that some players don't like to do it anymore, they think you don't really do anything, but what do you two think of footballers taking a knee now to stop?
I don't think it makes a difference. Like, how's that making a difference what other people have to say?
Yeah.
And it's stupid that the celebrities have to take a stand for us all to follow like sheep. Like, if the celebrities just said you need to like pattern up and just like stop, then people would stop. But the thing is, people have these massive platforms and don't do nothing about it because they're famous and it doesn't affect them. Like, they may get hate comments and stuff, but it's nothing worse than what like a homeless man has on the street when he could be doing nothing wrong.